It's very rare that a show comes along and leaves me breathless. I've rewatched Arcane a number of times now, and with every viewing, something new grabs me and refuses to let go. In a day and age where the minutiae are seemingly avoided, if not outright detested, it becomes a staggering achievement when those details are layered into every scene. Arcane has so much to offer, and that's in part because it's so digestible in spite of its subtleties. Its characters alone are enough to relentlessly pull you in again and again, captivating with their struggles that place them at the heart of the world that feels lived in. And many of its most memorable moments will live long in the memory. When you look under the surface, though, a glut of details begin to emerge, foreshadowing key junctures and relationships, or calling back to a conversation that held more meaning than previously understood. But they can take a keen eye to spot. While some are evident, eliciting raw emotion that leaves a huge smile on your face, others are a bit more sinister. Silco, tucked away in his dastardly den, is one such foreboding figure, the boogeyman of Zon, dragging the rowdy people down below into his nefarious plot. Talking to one of the Undercity's miscreants, he goads the boy into consuming a vial of shimmer, appealing to their desperation. And in the moment Silco turns to fully address them, the focus falls on his damaged eye right in the center of the frame. For Silco understands all too well the sacrifices one has to make to achieve real power, and he will do whatever it takes to reach the heights he yearns for. Of course, it's then no surprise when another child seemingly falls prey to his wiles. Change is an inevitable part of life, whether we like it or not, and it's such an integral facet of Arcane. Every single character is staring down the gauntlet of change, and it's a frightening opponent as it's all wrapped up around that fear of the unknown. While some characters readily embrace and confront that fear, others have tried to combat that fear before and lost too much to ever defy it again. Yet, for as much as parts of us will change, so many things remain the same, and that's where some of the beauty lies. Jinx is erratic, eccentric, content with burning it all down to the ground thanks to all of the trauma she's endured since she was but a child. She is not in a good place, and unfortunately, the troubles that she will have to face will only expand as she grows older. Yet, for as much as she's changed, some things are hard to grow out of. She might be an irrational mess, destructively evolving from one bad situation to the next, but that simple love for her favorite juice in her favorite cup, complete with a straw, she might have grown up in many ways and changed in a myriad more, but that same girl, Powder, is still in there. It's a heartwarming detail amidst all the chaos she brings, but you could also call it friendly fire because we know that even if that same girl is still in there, no one ever stays the same.
No! There's worse things than enforcers out there.
Other times, it's the omission of something that foreshadows future confrontations and as of yet undiscovered details. That presence of something unseen, mysterious and elusive as it may be, can be felt, but noticing that moment is a revelation all its own.
We should hit them back. We've got the numbers to beat them.
At odds with the dwellers up above, the denizens of Zon seek to retaliate. And it's in this shot here where the framing is so deliberate you can't help but feel something is missing to one side of Vander. It's not that we don't know that Silco is scheming in the shadows, and we come to understand his relationship with Vander and how it changed his perspective going forward. But to see the careful attention to the framing prior, to know that they were trying to implant these ideas in our heads from early on, it's just fantastic storytelling. Then again, sometimes the foreshadowing is right there, but subtle, you know. Arcane is a constant showcase of change butting heads with stagnation.
Am I interrupting?
Many shots and pieces of dialogue are used throughout the entirety of Arcane to draw direct parallels.
Am I interrupting?
And it's in these constant parallels that we see how time's effects burden our cast. Vander implores Vi to always hold onto her heart.
Don't ever lose it, no matter how the world tries to break you.
He knows that she takes after his example, that she truly only wants what's best for the people around her. Yet she does for a time, only to hear those same words again.
I can tell. You have a good heart.
And we can only hope that they stick the second time around. Because goodness knows the sisters have suffered enough. They've witnessed firsthand how this cruel world has shaped their experiences and their outlooks, unbeknownst that the other was right there, helpless to change that perspective in a positive way. And it's in these glances that you can feel the desperation. They are merely the products of their environment, a world threatening to drag them down at every opportunity. At least, they've both got loving father figures. Arcane is special, and it's a prime example of how good things take time. There are so many moving parts that make something seemingly simple way more complex than it appears at a glance. Notice how Vi always loses a glove in her fights. The odds are always firmly placed against her. Sometimes her back will literally be against the wall. Incredibly, even if she ends up back in the same spot all these years later, even when there are different reasons to fight for, we know that she'll always get back up. Arcane is a wonderfully simple tale with fantastic characters that endear themselves to you immediately and a wonderful world that feels real and lived in. Under the surface though, there's a surfeit of details meticulously mixed in to give us a flavor unlike anything else out there. Even after rewatching Arcane for the 5th or 6th or whatever time I have, it's incredible that new details continue to reveal themselves. And for me, that's the sign of something truly extraordinary. Anything that catches you instantly is nice, sure, but the music or book or show that seeps its way into your consciousness like a corruptive influence? Well, that's where the magic happens. So sit back and wait patiently for that second season. If this first go-around is any sign, well, it will definitely be worth the wait.